Hey everyone, how's it going? I am your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm just kidding. How's it going? I am Nathaniel Ruffajance from Nintendo Prime, and this is an interesting conversation we're going to have. Before anything happens, I want to make sure that I apologize ahead of time for using this particular person just as an example, but he actually spurned something that I wanted to address, and that's obviously why I'm a YouTuber. What are my goals? I think this is important to address in this time period where I've openly come out about, losing my primary source of revenue, and I've openly come out and talked about, community support and blah, blah, blah. And I think it's important to have some transparency with the audience. And so because of that, this stream I am doing, this was originally live streamed, will be put public like immediately after the fact. It's just going to be set to go public. Maybe I'll change the thumbnail so it doesn't have like the same thumbnail as the one when I did the video on losing my job. But my point is, I think it's important to be transparent on what you're supporting when you're here, when you're subscribing, when you're watching, when you become a patron, all that stuff. It's important to understand it, and I think there are some people that do, but I think that on the whole, it's something I haven't really addressed in a long time. So I want to apologize ahead of time to Paint Fat Purple, who is one of our patrons, for using him as an example. But again, this is just because I actually wrote up like a really long response to him, and then I submitted it, and it's still actually pending, and it's not going to go through because it's too long for YouTube. Yes, believe it or not, I wrote a comment too long for YouTube. So I'm like, you know what? I think a better way is to address these things on the whole because they are important. Now, before I do that, I will turn up my audio just a smidge, since there are some people complaining I was a little low. All right, hopefully it's a little bit better, Javi. And hi, everyone in the chat. Volsivius, J.O. Thumbmaster, Koopa Troopa, Mark, Raymond Legends, all that stuff. So, again, hopefully this will only be about a half-hour stream. I have a lot of other videos I'm working on right now to get out today. But I did want to address this because I think it's important. So Raymond Legends has a very interesting question. Maybe we'll get to that in a moment, and this might actually be addressed in this thing. So first off, let's get to the comment I am using on one of my recent videos to talk about why I'm a YouTuber and what this channel is about. So again, apologize to Paint Fat Purple for being the example here. You just bring up a lot of points that make me actually want to talk about this. So this actually started off. What made me want to talk about this is this video I did. Should Nintendo stop their quality of life paid DLC practices? And I don't really care if you agree or disagree with my personal opinion on it. It's fine. Everyone's free to feel how they want to feel. If you think that stuff is fine, then okay, it's fine for you. That doesn't make it fine for me, but it's fine for you, and that's okay. It's okay to have a difference in opinion. That's a reason why it's a question. It's a question to create a discussion. Clearly, I have my own stance on it, but that doesn't mean that there can't be a clear and concise discussion about it and have a difference of opinions. And sometimes it's just okay to agree to disagree. But that's neither here nor there. So Paint Fat Purple, as an example, started off by saying, "You're still wrong, bud. Give up the ghost." I don't know. I don't even know what give up the ghost, what the ghost reference is. I thought you were trying to build your channel. Stick to positive videos for a couple months. So here's the thing about my channel. I am a YouTuber because I enjoy it. I am passionate. I love talking about video games, and I love talking to all of you guys about video games. What I do as a YouTuber brings a certain joy to my life that no other profession has ever brought me. And I've worked a lot of professions. I've been in IT, I've been in networking, I've been in computer repair. It's like all my computer jobs, work for Geek Squad and stuff like that. I have been a water care specialist working on water softeners. I've worked in warehouses doing lots of manual labor. I've been cashier. I've been a part-time accountant, believe it or not, despite my own financial struggles. It is what it is. I've been an accountant before for other companies. I have done a lot of different professions in my life. I think in my short 32 years on this planet, I have probably worked in 8 or 9 different, well, 9 if you count YouTube, different career like paths that I could have went down and been successful at. I was basically really good at everything I've ever done. There has not been a job or a profession I have picked up, including roofing. You guys see me as a roofer? Yeah, probably not, but I was good at it. And the reason I'm good at it is because I'm multi-talented. I'm a multifaceted human being. I'm more intelligent than I like to talk about because I feel like a lot of people that are really intelligent like to tout their intelligence over others, and I don't think I'm better than anyone because of a higher IQ and intel. Like, who cares? In the grand scheme of life, it doesn't matter. It's about what you do with it, and it's about being happy. I think life is truly about being happy, and I'm happy as a parent. I'm happy as a fiance. I'm happy with my house. I'm happy with my life. And the one thing that I was always not that happy about was my career. Regardless of which path I went down, I did not enjoy it. I did it for the paycheck. I worked the job for the paycheck. Maybe I changed the job to try to find a job I like, but ultimately I stuck to the grindstone and did the work because I needed money. I had to, as an adult, I had my own bills to pay. Then when I had children, I had kids to take care of. So I've always along the way done what every responsible adult does. You work to pay the bills. Doesn't matter if you enjoy it. You just do it because it needs to be done because life isn't free. And unfortunately, the older you get, it feels like the more responsibilities you end up having, regardless if it's children or a mortgage or a house payment or a car payment, or whatever, right? Like, it just feels like bills just get bigger and bigger the further and further you move away from your high school years. Sometimes you can float a little bit in college until like you're, unless you have like student loans, and then you got to pay that later. And then that reality comes along. And yes, I have student loans that I pay too. And I'm not even graduated. So go figure. So I've been bouncing around in life through many things. I was editor-in-chief of Zelda Informer. There were aspects of being editor-in-chief of a video game website that I enjoyed. But there were a lot of things about a video game website I didn't enjoy. In particular, I didn't enjoy having to boss people around. I was the boss. I had to try to find a way to motivate staff and reward staff and pay them and compensate and try to find a way to get them to want to stay motivated to do what they're doing to help keep the whole thing going because the site was too big for me to do all on my own. And ultimately, I hated that. I hated that aspect of that job. I loved The Legend of Zelda, and I like talking about it, but the work behind what that website was ultimately about, I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy some of the news, the BS news articles we had to put up just to have something up that day so we could drive traffic so I can get a paycheck. I hated it. So it turns out that as much as I love and admire my time as even editor-in-chief, and that's one of the paths I went down as a video game journalist, I ended up not necessarily liking video game journalism. A lot of times it felt like I was just doing what I was needed to do in order to get paid. And as successful as that site turned out to be and as much of a career as I made for myself doing it, I didn't enjoy it and I hated myself and I woke up dreading going on a computer because I knew as soon as I sat down I was going to be bored. I was going to be bored all day long. Not just because the job's easy, but because I don't really want to do it. But I kept doing it anyways, and I was doing it on the side. I had a full-time job, and I was doing that on the side because I needed both paychecks. So once I had kids, I needed both paychecks. So that was reality. Then, after I get let go as editor-in-chief, and I slowly morphed this Nintendo Prime thing into a YouTube thing over the past 2 years, I discovered something that I never knew, that I have a passion for creating video content. That my passion for Nintendo not only extended beyond Zelda, I was really limiting myself with Zelda, but that my passion for creating video content that I'm passionate about was suddenly invigorating. It was thrilling. I didn't care. Like, if you go back to my early videos, it's on a YouTube channel called Now Dead, you'll see, the videos were getting like 100 views, 120 views. Some got 50 views. But I didn't really care about the views. The fact that even more than one person tuned in that wasn't myself, maybe rewatching my video after the fact, was astonishing to me. That there was anyone out in the world that cared to take a look at what I had to say about Nintendo. That's my humble beginnings for Nintendo Prime. It started with me just getting 100 views, 150. If I got lucky, we hit 200 on a video. And I was happy doing it. Now, at the time, I wasn't thinking about doing it for, a career, for a profession. I thought it was going to be like my Zelda Informer thing. You do it, on the side when you can, etc. Well, then obviously started seeing some success, and then this channel and this channel takeover and this channel from Zelda Informer to me negotiating it. Basically, I negotiated the ability to own this YouTube channel that I had built up for the 10 years I was working at Zelda Informer, and I was able to keep it and convert this into Nintendo Prime. And in doing that, I suddenly had a slightly bigger audience, and that audience continued to grow and grow and grow, and it got to a point where the channel was starting to make an amount of revenue that I couldn't just say was pocket change anymore. You know, we're not just talking about an extra $100 in my pocket per month. We were talking 4, 5, 6, 700. We're getting up to the part-time job, you know, no time frame, and potentially, you know, over time, a full-time job. Right now, the amount of revenue I make collectively through Patreon and from the channel would be considered part-time, or no, would be considered minimum wage full-time job. In terms of if I worked 40 hours a week at $7.25 an hour, that gives you a general gist of what I make per month in combination with Patreon and this place. And that's not an amount of money to just sneeze at. Is it ideal for a family of 5? Of course not. That's why I worked other jobs. That's why my fiance works too. But as I lost that job, you know, a week back, I started doing a lot of reflecting, and it came to my attention that for the first time in my life, I am making it in a career that I truly care about. In the 2 years I have done this, I've not once woken up and been bored. I've not once woken up and thought, I got nothing to say today. I never once woke up and thought, I need to force a video out the door. Because you know what? If I don't force a video out the door, no one's going to care about me anymore. I didn't care that I had an audience of 40,000. I didn't care that when I had an audience of just 50 people watching, or even just 10, or a dozen, or a handful. It didn't matter. What mattered is that I really enjoy the work. And I enjoy the work to the point that it started to not become a little side job, a little hobby. It started to become something I was dedicating myself to turn into a career one day. I wanted to be a self-made YouTuber. I've been very clear about that over the past year and a half when I started to make a decent amount of money and got enough traction on my videos. I said, I want to be a full-time YouTuber. This is what I want to do with my life. This is what I want to do for my career. I want to be a full-time YouTuber, period. I've been saying that consistently for a year and a half. Yes, it's about the money, but it's also more so about what I want to do as a content creator. Now, this is important to note because this video that I put out was obviously critical of a certain aspect of DLC practices Nintendo has participated in, and not all their games, just a few select games, and I don't like it, and I disagree with it, and I wanted to talk about that, and I did talk about that, and I felt good about the video. I still feel good about the video. But because of my loss of my primary source of revenue and me wanting to explode this channel over the next 3 months and get as much support as I can over the next 3 months, it's become this thing where I feel like some people are putting pressure on me to do something that I never planned to do in the first place. And it kind of gets talked about here a little bit by Pain Fat about what that expectation, I guess, sort of became. And he talks about here, you know, you are wrong, get over it. Which again, I was talking about I can't be wrong about my subjective opinion. I mean, this thing is just, I don't like the practices. I can't be wrong about not liking something. I mean, it's just like saying, oh, if I hate Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, I'm not wrong about not liking a game. Like, it's a subjective opinion. So, but whatever. That was kind of my point with saying that I'm not wrong. It's not that I'm saying that he's wrong. It's that no one's wrong. These are subjective opinions. But he says, stop wasting your time pumping up the channel and start job hunting. And I've already noted, no one needs to feel bad to me about the job market. In my area, I can get a job tomorrow. It's about not wanting to do those jobs. Those aren't jobs I enjoy. Those would be just to get a paycheck. YouTube's not just about a paycheck. The paycheck is important and it matters, and I want to get to a certain threshold to support my family. But that's not like goal one, right? That's the sub goal. I want that, but I don't want to do that at sacrificing the number one goal, and that is making the content I want to make, being the kind of YouTuber I want to be. So it says you can't be working against yourself if you're trying to accomplish something. The thing about that is that what I'm trying to accomplish is becoming a YouTuber that has a big enough audience to support my family, but has that audience through a more critical thought process. So over the next 3 months, I could just make positive video after positive video after positive video. Even if I'm not feeling positive about something, I can fake it. I have done this before in prior professions. I do it in my life. Sometimes you got to fake it, right? They say fake it till you make it. But the problem is on YouTube is, well, you fake it till you make it. You end up in this kind of conundrum when you're faking it that you're not actually enjoying what you're doing. And as soon as here's the thing, as soon as I'm no longer enjoying what I'm doing on YouTube, I should stop doing it. I'm not doing this specifically to be paid. I am doing this because it's what I love to do. And if I no longer love to do it, then why the hell am I wasting my time doing it? That's the thing. It's a big risk. It's a lot on the line. And if it doesn't work out, there's contingencies, there's backup plans, there's other jobs and career paths I can go down that I don't enjoy and I don't like, but will keep the lights on and put food on the table and keep my kids happy. But it's just, I'm not going to explode my channel by faking it. I refuse to fake positivity to try to build an audience. I want an audience that's full of critical thought. I want an audience that is okay disagreeing with me. I want an audience that sees a video like this and doesn't think they don't want to be a patron anymore. Sees a video like this and thinks they don't want to unsub. And if they do, and if someone does unsub after they see a video like this, good. Because that's not the kind of audience member I want. I want an audience member that's able to disagree with me, but not necessarily hate me because of it, right? Like ignore all the other videos I made that they enjoyed just because of this one video they don't like my thoughts on something. Like, it's inherent. We're not going to agree on everything, and it's okay. I'm always critical to the point that I want Nintendo to become better. You can disagree with what that means to be better, and that's perfectly okay, and I'm willing to listen to what you have to say, even if it doesn't change my mind. But I just hope you're willing to listen to what I have to say too, and not run away to a corner or just, vanish because of me not agreeing with you. And I feel like if I build a channel that's built on faking positivity, I am building an audience that when I finally do fake it till I make it, and I have made it, I'm making thousands and thousands of dollars a month, blah, 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 family supported, everything's going well. When I finally do put out a critical video, it's going to scare my entire audience away and tank the channel. But that's the channel I want. I want a channel, not that's tanking, but I want a channel where I can be critical. This channel has been critical of Nintendo from day one, and it's going to continue to be critical because I want them to keep getting better. I don't want to act like everything is a bed of roses, because it's not. And just because I have this 3-month window where I'm trying to explode my channel doesn't mean I'm going to explode the channel at the expense of what I want the channel to be. So, because if I do that, then I'm betraying myself. And he goes on, he talks about in here, I'm getting pain fat. I'm sorry, you're just the example I'm using now. These are thoughts I've had from other people that have been talking to me over this past week too. So he says, like, you have to learn to accept those little compromises in your field. You can't have I can't pronounce the word, religiosity. It's basically a religious, firm belief in something, about something. That's no way to win in life. Take the high ground when you can and play the system. Why would I want to play the system when that goes against what I want this channel to be? I don't want to be someone that compromises what I want this channel to be for the sake of money. What he's basically saying is I should sacrifice what I want this channel to be for the sake of making more money. If I start to do that, then I should quit YouTube right now. I do not want to sacrifice what this channel is to make more money. That is counterintuitive. Yeah, I want to make more money because of what I want this channel to be, not because of what I don't. I could easily find a way to morph this channel into something that'll get tons and tons and tons of subs, but it'll be content I hate making. But it's content people are going to want to see. But I'm not going to enjoy it. So what's the point? The whole point of this career is that I enjoy it. Now, he talks about this. I actually find this interesting because this gets a little personal. He says, stay true to yourself in your own home with your wife, kids, and family. That's what's important. For starters, I agree. My wife, my kids, my family, they are what's important. But the irony here is that he's saying that I can't stay true to what I want this channel to be if I want to be successful. But I need to stay true to everything else in my life and not make compromises. But the thing is, the compromises he wants me to make my channel successful, those are the compromises you make in life. There are days I feel like garbage, but I fake it. so my kids don't see that and they see a happy dad and thus they are happier, right? There are days my fiance's having a bad day. Fake it, even if I'm having a bad day. There's times I want to lay into her because I disagree with something she did. But I don't, because I want her to be happy. You sacrifice these things in your personal life for the sake of others, to make them happy, to do something for somebody else. And it doesn't necessarily always make me feel good. I don't do it to feel good. I do it because I genuinely want the people in my life to be happy, regardless of my own happiness. I hear you, bud. And this career is different. This career is about making myself happy, of course, doing something I love to do, but also about hopefully being able to support everyone around me doing it. And if it happens that that's not going to happen and I don't make it, okay, we'll move on. I'll move on to something else in life and make the sacrifice to that part of my life. But every other part of my life is about compromises and sacrifices because that's what you do for family. But for this job and this career, that's what's so exciting about it, is that I can do what I want to do. And I'm being successful right now because of it. This is a successful YouTube channel specifically because it's exactly what I want it to be. It's the content I want to make. I've become successful doing what I want to make, so why would I stop? To be more successful doing something I don't want to do? That kind of defeats the purpose. If I just want to be successful doing something I don't want to do, I have a zillion options out in the world to do that and make all the money that I want to make. But I don't enjoy it, and I hate myself, and I dread going to work every day. I don't dread coming to work. And in fact, because I enjoy my job so much, I actually have to put limitations on myself, or I would just be down here 24/7, 365 days a year. But I have to limit myself because there's other parts of my life that need more attention. So, that's just kind of my general thoughts on that. And now, this is just some other stuff talking about, at work, stay on the legal side and be a good person and kick some ass. I feel like I am kicking some ass. That I am. I don't know that I'm like the best person in the world, to be honest. I think pretty low of myself, but I think in general, most people think I'm a good person anyways. At least genuine, I hope. I don't know. And then, the legal side, I don't do illegal things, so that's not really a problem. But like he says, you're kicking ass for your kids and your wife. So the stop working against yourself. The thing is, this job I'm not doing for my kids and my wife. I want to make that very, very clear. I'm doing this job for me. The reason I'm a YouTuber is for me. Now, there is a residual effect of my children. My children are going to have their own dreams and their own aspirations one day. Things they want to be when they grow up, or when they are grown up, things they're trying to attain. And I want them to see me get successful at this, because if they see me successful at this, it's an example of if you have a dream and you work hard enough at it, you can attain it. I know this is reality. You can work really, really hard at whatever your dream is and never be good enough and never make it. That happens. And that's a reality I've faced in life. And that's a reality that my children will face in life, and that every adult, for the most part, faces in life. But I also want them to know but you can sometimes attain it. And it's worth making that leap of faith to try to attain what your dream is. My dream right now is to be a full-time YouTuber that gets to work and do the content I want to do and love what I'm doing and support my family while doing it. That's what I want to do. That is my dream right now for a career. That's what I want to be when I grow up. I'm 32 years old. I'm already grown up, but that's what I want to be when I grow up. And I am shooting for the stars right now. I lost my primary source of revenue. Everything inside me tells me I should just go get another job right now. But I know I can survive financially for another few months. So I'm taking those few months to strive and reach for the stars and try to attain my dream. And I want my children to at least try. The worst thing about the message I want my kids to learn from any of this, even if I fail, is I went down swinging. I gave everything I had to attain my dream. And if I end up not being good enough and it doesn't work out, that's just life. That's what happens. And you learn to deal with it, and you process it, and you move on. But I want my kids to at least try. I don't want them to be scared of trying, even if the chances are low. My kids want to become an actor and work in Hollywood. Great. I better see you trying hard. I better see you getting the classes you need, trying to get the interviews you need, working commercials, trying to do everything you can to become successful at that career. Because if you're not doing everything you do to try to be successful at your dream, you're letting yourself down, and you're going to regret it later in life. And I have plenty of regrets in my life. I don't need to make this one of them. I will never regret going all out to make this YouTube thing what I want it to be. So I am kicking ass at YouTube, but I'm doing it for me. I could kick ass at any job and just make money. I'm kicking ass at this because it's what I want to do. Now, that being said, obviously the family comes first, the kids comes first, and that's why the reality is the YouTube thing might not last, and I'll have to do something else just to support the family, and that's just reality. Push comes to shove, my family always is first. But gosh darn, I'm going to try to make it as a YouTuber. Anyways, he says, you know, just do your job, cover your bases, and live a clean life. I mean, covering my bases, well, I don't even know what that means. So I'm just going to kind of leave that alone. I think I've kind of, and again, this isn't me calling out paint fat purple. This is just, I've seen some comments to me this past week, some misunderstandings, some people just not really getting what the purpose of this YouTube channel is, and why I do it, and why I'm still critical of Nintendo, and why I do things, you know, or say things that I know some people are going to disagree with me with. Why I said the Nintendo become an EA thing, you know, back, because like I'm going to be true to myself. That's why I enjoy this work. I enjoy doing that content. Why would I stop doing what I enjoy when that's exactly how I got to where I am? That's why I'm doing this job. That's why I love this profession, because I can do that. I don't have to be afraid. Oh no, I release a controversial video and that day I lose some subs. Oh well, those are the people I don't want at the channel anyways. Anyways, let me just check some of the chat. Let me scroll on. Actually, we'll just go to the recent chat. There hasn't been too much chatter going on. Happy day, love the warm winter. I actually wish the winter was a bit wintry here. It's kind of yucky. It's just wet and soggy and puddles everywhere, which can be fun when it's actually warm outside and you can do like mud bogging and stuff. But like in this current weather, it's just, it's dreary. You know, this kind of weather is what kind of makes people feel sad. Where if it was just light and fluffy and snowy out and cold and able to go sledding, and like that's fun, that's like exciting, that's warmth, that's like the winter warmth. When you have that bright sunny day in the middle of summer, that's what winter can be in Wisconsin, when you just have that nice wintry day outside. But instead it's kind of like a dreary spring day, but it's a lot colder than spring, so you can't really even enjoy it, and you know the flowers aren't coming yet. So it's kind of a, you know, it's just kind of that. Vasco's brings up a point. He says, yeah, C&D burned out. He hasn't uploaded much since November of last year, since he turned 21 and hit a bong. C&D is an interesting use case, and exactly why I don't want to compromise what I want this channel to be for the sake of getting popular. C&D used to do a whole bunch of various different types of Nintendo videos, but he got really popular for his vlogs and all this stuff. So he felt forced into having to keep doing what made him popular in order to continue to be successful and continue to make money. And instead of doing what he actually wants to do. Okay. So that's the thing with my channel. It's going to be what I want it to be regardless. If I get 5 years from now and I want to talk about Sony and Xbox all the time, I'll morph my channel to do that. Hi, guys. Close what door?
I'm going to close that big door out there.
Where's Mama?
Mom's upstairs.
Okay, just go ask Mama.
I need to look to Mama.
My 3-year-old. Gotta love him. Let me see here. Oh, sorry about the wobbly camera, by the way. I do need to get like a boom arm thing for my camera back there. That is a piece of equipment I do plan to purchase here soon. Is a little boom arm to stabilize my camera when it's on my desk. Let me scroll down here. I think you need to look at this as a business. It is a business, but the business is me, right? I'm the business. If I change, then the channel should change. But it has to be a change that I want to do. It can't be a change that I'm forcing to do for profits. I really hope he keeps his love for the work he does. Too many times these YouTubes do it for the money and their content cheapens, becomes filler, and lacks actual thought and content. Thank you. Nate looks like a pro content creator with a video game streamer with the set. Yeah, I mean, this is all gamery over here, and obviously I have like the extra microphone there and the professional camera and whatever. I got some nice equipment, guys. You guys have been awesomely supportive over this past year, and this channel's evolved a lot to even get to a stream that looks like this. It's crazy. Don't fake, baby. Just pick and choose while you grow, but stick to your guns if that's what you want. Love your stuff no matter what, my boy. Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad that you're saying that, Pain Fat. I was nervous about showing your comment because this wasn't really about you. Other people have talked to me about this privately this week, and I wanted to really come forward and address what this channel is, what my goals are, why I'm a YouTuber, what role my family plays in everything, the example I want to set for my kids, all this stuff. So I was glad I was able to hopefully do that in this video. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you watch this after the fact, I hope you have a greater understanding of my goals and aspirations of this channel. Hope you have a wonderful day. I got plenty of more videos coming later. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys, as always, in the next one.